In the St Ives Museum, amongst the curios arranged as higgledy-piggledy as the old town itself, is an X-ray of an ice cream lodged in a visitor's esophagus. To all but a few, the full significance of this medical oddity is a mystery. Outside St Ives, Rowley Hall, home for centuries to a long line of Rowleys, lies hidden in woodland. Here, Vera Rowley is engaged in carrying out some experiments on mind reading. After some difficulties with untrustworthy mediums, she succeeds in forcing thoughts passed between two honest clairvoyants through a series of sieves. By varying the mesh of these screens, and by dipping them in chemicals, she painstakingly builds up a picture of the electrochemical constituents of particular thoughts. For instance, Vera discovers that chlorine has a reductive effect, so that a bicycle transmitted from one of the mediums is received by the other as a monocycle, a chair as a stool, and so on. Ultimately, she succeeds in creating artificial thoughts and in constructing a device capable of reading a person's mind. News of Vera's achievement leaks out, and a corporation without a name, a conglomerate so huge that no one knows it exists, becomes interested in Vera Rowley, very interested indeed.
Vera Rowley? Where might I find her?
Never heard of her. Here, have a nut.
Thank you, my dear. I'm most grateful to you.
He had a gun. What's he after?
I'm not sure. I rather dread to think. It may well be a good idea if I retire, disappear for a while. Or...
It is precisely at this moment, just before Vera says "or," that she dreams up two imaginary relatives. To establish Mervyn and Walter as a reality in the town, Vera goes abroad and sends them back postcards. Postcards which are too large to fit into the box at the main gate to Rowley Hall. Postcards which she knows the postman, having to walk up the long drive to knock on the side door, will, while waiting for the cook, be bound to read. But Vera is not safe anywhere, even when heavily disguised. Hurrying home to Rowley Hall, she sets about camouflaging the hall and the grounds, while others in the region import tea and coffee to blend on their premises. Vera blends herself with her premises. Once the hall, its outbuildings, the pony traps, the cars, even the washing, have merged into the background, Vera switches her attention indoors. She answers Henry's questioning look with,
Just in case anyone penetrates the outer defences.
but Henry suspects it is only because she has paint left over, which she simply cannot bear to waste. And so, gradually, the entire inside of the house disappears, Since everything in Rowley Hall now looks like something else, the regular inhabitants regularly lose their way. Vera enjoys the philosophical ramifications of losing herself. But the gardener and the cook, who only want to exist relatively stress-free in a land of warm towels and carpet slippers, consider emigrating. While Vera refuses to admit that she's finding it increasingly difficult to recall where she has put things, Henry and Catherine have to turn the house over for a pair of spectacles. Vera simply turns the concept of losing things around, claiming that she has not forgotten, but is growing more skillful at camouflaging her thoughts, even from herself. A distant cousin of Vera's supplements his pension by challenging trippers to find Rowley Hall, flying them low over the area. As they approach the ancient hall, he makes sure that no one sees it, with a manoeuvre. But the ivy that Vera asks Henry to plant in the moat soon reaches the chimney pots. Now that Rowley Hall is quite invisible, aerial loops are unnecessary. Ice creams in visitors' esophaguses, history.
Don't tell me, not another one.
Yep.
The third this week.
Yep.